He didn't build it to destroy the world. He built it to stop one man, himself. But Iron Man's failsafe became the world's deadliest secret, buried beneath New York, ticking since the last Avengers mission. And now, only Spider-Man knows the truth. But he's running out of time and friends. The blueprint in blood. The vault didn't exist on any Stark map. Buried 30 floors beneath the old Avengers compound, hidden beneath debris and time. It took Spider-Man 12 straight hours of web-reinforced digging just to reach the sealed door. And it wasn't even locked with tech. Just a fingerprint. One. Tony Stark's. Peter didn't have it. But he had the next best thing, a blood-stained glove. Not just any glove. The one Stark wore during their final mission together in Sokovia 2. Back when alien echoes were breaking through. Peter had kept it. He didn't know why, grief, guilt, or just hope. He pressed the sticky, half-shredded glove against the old scanner. Click. The door hissed open. Inside was nothing but dust. A single holographic disc sat on a pedestal, humming red. Peter's breath caught. He tapped it. "If you're seeing this, kid, I'm already dead." The voice stabbed deeper than any blade. It wasn't a message Peter was ready for. He braced himself. The hologram of Tony Stark appeared, older, tired, unshaven. Not the genius billionaire show-off. This was a man who had lost too much. "There's a bomb, Parker. I built it. It's ticking. And if I died before I told anyone, well, you're the only one I trust to stop it." Peter shook his head. What bomb?" "Temporal core disruptor. It's not just explosive. It's invasive. If it goes off, it doesn't destroy buildings. It rewrites time itself." The hologram flickered. Static bled through. "It's buried in New York. Coordinates encrypted in this room. But it's worse than I expected. The trigger isn't manual. It's emotional. It responds to me, or to you." Peter stepped back, panic boiling inside him. "And if you're watching this, it's already active." The recording ended. Boom. The vault shook. Dust rained from the ceiling. Something was happening topside. Peter bolted out. He emerged into chaos. Above the surface, Midtown was flickering, like a bad signal. Cars froze midair. Buildings twisted sideways, like bad geometry. A red pulse surged from somewhere underground. And no one could see it except Peter. He tapped into his wrist comms. "Avengers, anyone online?" Static. He opened the multiverse scanner Shuri gave him last year. It blinked wildly. Timelines diverging, converging, bleeding into each other. Then the scanner showed something else. Him. Dead. In 1,000 variations. One crushed. One burned. One just gone. And behind each version was the same glow. Red. Vibranium red. Warning, 8 hours earlier, Avengers Tower rebuilt. Tony Stark would never build a bomb like that, Wanda snapped. Peter stood in front of the new Avengers Council, Sam, Wanda, Bruce, and War Machine. Arms trembling, voice shaking. "I watched the message." He said it himself. "Tony's been dead for over a year," Sam said. "You are chasing ghosts." Bruce Banner hadn't spoken yet. But when Peter slid the schematic across the table, a rotating blueprint of the temporal core disruptor, his face went pale. "Where did you get this?" Bruce whispered. Peter pointed at the vault. "It's real, Banner. I saw the glow. It's under the city." Bruce exhaled sharply. That's not just Stark tech. That's Ultron's original core matrix. This shouldn't exist." Wanda stood. "You want us to believe Tony merged himself with Ultron? That's insane." "No," Peter said. "I think Tony tried to stop it. I think he failed." That's when the lights cut. A rift opened in the center of the meeting room. Not a portal, a slit in space. Doctor Strange stepped halfway through. His face haunted. He locked eyes with Peter. "He's right. It's real. And it's waking up." Then, snap, he was yanked back into the rift. Gone. Brain hours later, Sub-Level 40, Oscorp Black Archives. MJ and Shuri worked in silence. The holographic core spun slowly, equations scrolling faster than any supercomputer could read. "It's alive," Shuri whispered. "This isn't just a bomb. It's pulsing." Peter paced behind them, fists clenched. MJ touched the scanner. Wait, this pattern. It's syncing with Peter. What? He turned. She pulled up the waveform overlay. It's mimicking your heartbeat. Every time you panic, it spikes. Every time you get angry, it accelerates. Peter's face drained. Shuri frowned. Tony didn't build this to be disarmed. He built it to be felt. It's quantum tied to you, emotionally encoded. A long silence. Then Peter asked, "So what triggers the explosion?" MJ didn't look up. Probably betrayal, regret, something you can't suppress. That night, mirror world breach. Peter stood on a rooftop alone. He wasn't sure if he was dreaming or if the city around him was really unraveling. The mirror world opened in front of him, a twisted version of New York, but darker, sharper. He saw himself, another Peter, older, battle-worn, limbs broken, crawling toward the same red pulse, whispering a name, Tony. Then the mirror shattered, and a voice echoed through the cracks. He didn't build it to destroy you, Peter. He built it because he didn't trust himself. Peter fell to his knees. Everything, the lies, the secrets, the legacy, it all led back to this. A man who tried to save the world so many times, and in his final act, may have set the clock ticking on its end. The time bomb wasn't just under the city. It was inside Peter, and the countdown had begun. The Avengers won't listen. Thunder echoed behind the glass. Not real thunder, a dimensional tremor. Peter could feel it in his spine, like the world was vibrating with secrets he was never meant to hear. He stood in front of the council again, this time not as Spider-Man, not as a kid. As a warning, "I'm not here to prove anything anymore," Peter said, voice shaking but steady. "I'm here because this bomb, the one Stark built, is waking up." Wanda crossed her arms. "You brought no physical evidence, just a distorted message and emotional speculation." Peter didn't flinch. "You think I want this to be real?" Sam Wilson leaned forward. "You're asking us to believe Tony created a device that could unravel time and didn't tell anyone." Bruce Banner was silent, still staring at the printout Peter gave them. A rotating schematic half-decoded, showing a core laced with vibranium veins, veins that pulsed like arteries. Like a living thing. Peter stared at him. "You know what that symbol is, don't you?" Bruce nodded slowly. "I've seen it once before, when we were pulling the last fragments of Ultron from the internet. There was a corrupted string, buried deep inside an old Hydra server. That symbol was on it, tagged, Failsafe Protocol Zeta." Wanda stepped back. Peter exhaled. "It's not just Stark tech anymore. Something else has fused with it." The air in the room dropped a degree. Rhodey, quiet until now, finally spoke. "Then what do we do?" Peter looked up. "We find it." Banner stood. "You said it's syncing with your heartbeat. We can triangulate that. Shuri might still have the neurological resonance data from the last scan." Wanda frowned. "You want to scan his emotions like a radar dish? That's unstable." Peter's voice hardened. "So is a time bomb running on dead man's guilt?" No one spoke for a long moment, until Sam said, "Do it." We follow the signal. The underground chamber was not built by Stark. That was clear the moment they entered. The walls were smooth, not metallic, not stone, but some kind of tech Peter couldn't name. It hummed like a lung. MJ, suited in borrowed Wakandan gear, looked around. "What is this place?" "Older than the city," Shuri muttered. "And not on any map." The deeper they went, the hotter it got. The walls pulsed red now. Each step synced with Peter's heartbeat. His fingers twitched. His chest tightened. And then they found it. The core, floating in midair, suspended by nothing. No cables, no mount, just hovering. A glowing orb, about the size of a basketball, but bleeding with veins of light, red, gold, purple. It wasn't just tech. It was alive. MJ's voice was barely a whisper. "Peter, it's reading you." Peter stepped forward, chest inches from the light. The orb reacted. It expanded slightly, like it was inhaling. Then it spoke, not aloud, but inside him. "You were never supposed to find me." Peter stumbled back. Shuri grabbed his arm. "What happened?" "I heard it." "What did it say?" Peter didn't answer. He turned to the orb. "You're connected to them. Aren't you? The orb pulsed. For a second, it formed a holographic shape, a blurry silhouette of Tony Stark, flickering in pain. I wasn't ready to go. And then it was gone. MJ whispered, "It's not a bomb. It's a memory." Peter's voice cracked. "It's both." A blast of heat surged from the orb. Shuri's suit lit up with defense protocols. The chamber started trembling. MJ screamed, "It's triggering." "No," Peter said. "It's protecting itself." They backed out, barely. Back at the tower, they showed the data to the remaining Avengers. Wanda stared at the footage. "That's not a security system. That's a prison." Banner nodded. "It's housing something. A consciousness, maybe a piece of Stark's own neural code." Sam paced. "But why build it beneath the city?" Peter looked up. Because he didn't trust himself, and he didn't trust anyone else to stop him. Wanda turned to him. "You're saying Stark turned himself into the failsafe?" "Not all of him," Banner said. "Just enough to lock away the part he feared most." Peter added, "And he wired it to me." They all stared. Shuri pulled up a new scan. "It's sinking stronger every hour. It doesn't just recognize Peter, it's feeding off him." "Then we cut the connection," Wanda said. Peter shook his head. "If you do that, it'll think I'm dead. And that could be the detonation trigger." A heavy silence. Banner leaned in. "There might be another way. We pull the neural data directly, extract the core's logic threads, and decipher the countdown." MJ looked alarmed. "How do you pull data from something that thinks and feels?" Peter already knew the answer. Doom. Everyone turned. Sam frowned. "You want to bring Victor Doom into this?" Peter nodded. "He knows Stark's tech. He knows quantum emotion theory. He helped write half the code when they were secretly working on sentience laws." Wanda shook her head. "You're asking for chaos." Peter met her eyes. "I'm asking for time." Latveria was colder than he remembered. Doom stood alone at the center of a hollow cathedral, masked as ever, his hands glowing with green fire. "I felt the pulse before you arrived," Doom said, not turning. Stark's final mistake, unleashed by his favorite child. Peter didn't respond. Doom turned, finally. "And now you bring me his death gift, expecting a favor?" "I'll give you whatever you want," Peter said. "I just want to stop this." Doom stared. "Anything?" Peter hesitated, then nodded. "Even my memory of him." Doom's eyes narrowed. "Done." Without warning, a flash of light ripped through Peter's mind. He screamed, as names, moments, colors, voices were ripped out. The tower, the jokes, the handshake, the hug, the last "I'm proud of you." Gone. When it ended, Peter collapsed. And the core, hundreds of miles away, spiked. Inside it, a voice whispered. That was betrayal. And the countdown began. Dead Avengers speak. The night was colder than it should have been. Wind scraped through what was left of New York's skyline, whispering across the metal skeletons of fallen towers. Peter Parker sat alone on the edge of a building, eyes hollow, the world below trembling like it was holding its breath. He didn't remember Tony Stark anymore. Not the laugh, not the armor, not the man. But his body did. His heart raced in patterns that matched a ghost he could no longer name. Shuri's voice cracked through his earpiece. "Peter, your vitals are unstable. You're showing signs of post-neural trauma." He stared into the distance. He said, "If I forgot him, the world would be safe." It's not. Every word felt like glass. The memory extraction Doom performed had left more than an empty space. It left static. And in that static, voices whispered. Not from this world. He thought he was losing his mind until Natasha appeared. Not the real one. A shimmer. A spectral outline that flickered in the air before him. Her face half lit by lightning. "Peter," she said quietly, "you weren't supposed to forget." He froze. "You're not real." Her voice was soft. "Neither are you right now." The city shifted. The wind bent backward. The sky folded over itself. He wasn't in New York anymore. He was in a memory. Not his. Tony's. Inside Stark's lab, screens glowed with alien symbols. Tony stood in front of the bomb core, chest plate cracked, hands shaking. Behind him, Natasha. Alive, watching him work. He was talking to her. If it comes to it, Nat, you know what to do. This thing can't detonate on my emotions, only on his. His, she asked. Peter. The kid's the key. His DNA, his neural pattern, his empathy. It's pure. It's what makes him dangerous. Peter watched, stunned. Tony wasn't building a bomb to destroy anything. He was building it to contain something. The memory flickered, and Natasha turned toward Peter, the ghost version now. You were supposed to remember this. He didn't build it to end the world. He built it to end us, the versions of us that shouldn't exist. What does that mean? Peter shouted, voice cracking through layers of unreality. The multiverse is folding inward, she said. Each time we die, a new version of us replaces the old one. Tony saw the pattern. The only way to stop it was to trap the loop inside a single mind. Peter felt the ground vanish beneath him. That mind, she whispered, was yours. He woke up screaming. MJ and Shuri rushed to his side. They were still in Wakanda, inside the vibranium research wing. Monitors blinked red. Shuri grabbed his shoulder. You flatlined for 17 seconds. Peter gasped for air. Tony, he didn't build it to destroy the world. He built it to fix the multiverse. Shuri's eyes widened. Explain. He said the bomb wasn't physical. It's a temporal anchor. Every time one version of us dies, the bomb resets reality. But something went wrong. The resets are collapsing. That's why the timelines are bleeding. MJ looked up at the hologram display, countless red strands twisting into a single knot above Earth. So every explosion is a reboot. Exactly, Peter said. And Doom just pulled the trigger by taking my memories. A deep voice echoed from the corner. Then you need me. They turned, and there stood Dr. Doom. Shuri's armor flared in defense. You dare step foot. Enough, he snapped. His tone cut the air. You asked for my help, boy. I gave it. Now your world is seconds away from annihilation. Peter stood, shaking with fury. You lied to me. I did what was necessary, Doom said calmly. You carry a cosmic infection, Spider-Man. Stark knew it. That's why he bound the bomb to your soul. What infection? Peter yelled. Doom raised his hand. A projection shimmered in the air. Peter's DNA, twisted around fragments of alien code. This, Doom said, isn't human. The room fell silent. MJ covered her mouth. That code, Doom continued, came from the breach in Sokovia 2. The day Stark absorbed alien data to stabilize reality. He didn't purge it. He transferred it to you. Peter's pulse spiked. His hands began to glow faint red, same shade as the core. You're saying I'm the detonator? No, Doom said, voice low. You're the containment field. The only thing holding the explosion back. Shuri's hands trembled. If his memories were erased. The failsafe broke, Doom finished. And now the bomb is seeking a new anchor. Peter's eyes burned with realization. MJ. Shuri spun toward him. No, but it was too late. The core, miles away, pulsed violently, reading Peter's emotion spike, searching for the next connection. It found the closest emotional match. MJ's chest lit up red. She screamed. Peter lunged, catching her as she fell. Her veins glowed like circuits, light pouring through her skin. Shuri screamed. It's rewriting her. Peter pressed his forehead to hers. MJ, stay with me. Her eyes fluttered open, but her voice was different, layered, echoing. Peter, it's me. He froze. Tony. The upload failed. I had to survive somewhere. Peter stepped back. No, you can't be inside her. It's temporary. The bomb needs an emotional core. MJ's connection to you is strong enough to stabilize the Matrix. Shuri looked horrified. You can't keep her like that. Her mind will fracture. Then you have 8 hours to finish what I started, the voice said, or you'll lose her and everyone else. Lightning split the sky. The horizon shimmered with red light. Dozens of identical cores rising from hidden vaults around the world, all sinking to one pulse. Peter stared into MJ's glowing eyes. Tony, if you're in there, tell me how to stop it. You can't stop it. You have to complete it. You have to go through it. Doom stepped closer. He's right. The bomb's detonation creates a fixed timeline. If you enter the core, your consciousness might rewrite the pattern before it collapses. Peter turned to him. You want me to walk into a living time bomb? Doom folded his hands. I want you to decide what kind of world survives. Outside, reality began to bend. Birds froze in midair, raindrops stopped falling. The horizon folded into itself like origami. Red light spread across oceans. Shuri ran to the console. We've lost control. The core's energy is consuming every timeline. Peter took one last look at MJ, at Tony's fading voice inside her, and nodded. Then I'm going in. He turned to Doom. Open the gate. Doom raised his hands. Green energy swirled, merging with the red light of the core. If you die in there, Doom warned, you won't die once. You'll die in every version of yourself. Peter smiled faintly. Guess I'll finally catch up with all the other me's. And he leapt into the vortex. The world went silent. Inside the core was not light, not darkness, just a heartbeat. One sound repeating through eternity. And for the first time since Tony died, Peter remembered what hope felt like. Stark protocol, last defense. The core wasn't made of metal. It was made of memory. As Peter fell through it, he wasn't burning. He was remembering. Not words, not names, feelings. The first swing, the first time he failed, the last time Tony looked at him, and then silence. He landed hard on a glass-like surface beneath a sky of data and stars. All around him, fragments floated, scenes of past realities. Some were beautiful, others were horrific. Worlds where he never became Spider-Man. Universes where Tony never made it out of the cave. At the center of it all stood a man, Tony Stark, but not flesh and blood. A sentient projection, fragments of Stark's consciousness, built into the core, aging, glitching, still standing. You found me, he said quietly, voice echoing without air. Took you long enough. Peter's throat tightened. You're not real. Tony smiled faintly. Neither is anything anymore. Peter stepped closer. Why me? Why build all of this around me? Because you were the only one who wouldn't weaponize it, Tony said. I didn't trust the others. Not Banner, not Strange, and definitely not Doom. But you didn't tell me. You just left this behind. I was dying, kid. Fast. I had one shot at building a lock strong enough to keep the multiverse from folding. I couldn't finish the bomb. So I did the next best thing. I turned it into a message. Peter whispered, a bomb that explodes with regret. Tony nodded. You were supposed to remember. But Doom took that from you. Now the system doesn't know what to protect or who to save. The sky above them began to tremble. Timelines cracking like glass. Tony's image glitched again. I'm running out of processing time. Listen to me. The core can't be shut off anymore. But it can be rewritten. How? You become the constant, Tony said. You enter the control loop. You hold the grief, the rage, the memory, and it stops looking for a trigger. That means I'm stuck here. Yeah, you anchor the bomb with your mind. Peter hesitated. What happens to MJ? She forgets you, Tony said quietly. That's the cost. Peter closed his eyes. This was the moment Tony faced, once. When he snapped his fingers and gave up everything. Now it was Peter's turn. He opened his eyes and nodded. Do it. Tony smiled, pain and pride in his expression. You're stronger than all of us. A beam of light surged from the core. It pierced Peter's chest, not violently, but like acceptance. Outside, Shuri and MJ watched as the light reversed course. The sky folded back. The timeline smoothed. The explosion that was seconds away dissolved like mist. MJ collapsed. The red glow faded from her eyes. Stark's voice inside her gone. She gasped, Peter. But there was no answer, only silence. Inside the core, Peter floated, no longer falling, no longer afraid, just holding it all together. Every version, every death, every hope, every goodbye. He didn't need them to remember him. He just needed them to live. The explosion that wasn't. The sky never burned. The bomb never went off. And yet something had changed. All across Earth, the glitches in reality stopped. Birds flew again. Raindrops began falling. Buildings returned to their original angles. The red hue vanished from the clouds like a storm that never came. Shuri stood in silence, eyes locked on the core as it faded into nothing. Just dust and wind. MJ looked around in panic. Where is he? Where's Peter? No one answered. Inside the vacuum that once housed the temporal core, there was no radiation, no signal, no trace. Only a quiet, coded heartbeat buried in the data logs. Shuri accessed the console and found a single message burned into the matrix. It never needed to explode. It just needed someone to forgive him. P. Tears welled in MJ's eyes. Dr. Strange arrived minutes later, stepping out of a sling ring portal with Wanda behind him. Both had felt the shift in the multiverse. Both stood silently as the others filled them in. "He went into the loop?" Strange asked. Shuri nodded. Wanda stepped forward and placed her hand on MJ's shoulder. "He chose to carry the timeline alone." MJ clenched her jaw. "Then bring him back." Strange closed his eyes, scanning the remnants of the core. "There's no body, no soul trail, no tether to reality." "He's not dead," MJ whispered. "He's just holding the broken pieces." Weeks passed. No version of Spider-Man appeared in any timeline. Not in this universe. Not in any neighboring one. He was gone from news headlines, from tech registries, from memory itself. Except hers. MJ sat alone in her room, scrolling through a blank contact screen. No name, no messages, but her fingers still remembered where to tap. Then one night, her phone buzzed. No number, just one image. A skyline, shot from above. A single figure perched on a tower, back turned, mask on, and 3 words. Still holding it. She gasped. Somewhere, in the folds of fractured time, Spider-Man existed. Not as a hero swinging through cities. Not as Peter Parker walking through school doors. But as the invisible anchor, the reason reality didn't collapse. The reason they forgot what almost killed them. Tony had once saved the world by giving it everything. Now Peter had done the same. But unlike Tony, no one would ever remember it. Except her. Shuri encrypted the last piece of the temporal core into a black box and locked it beneath Wakandan vaults. She called it the Parker Constant. Strange etched a sigil in Kamartaj, not to bring Peter back, but to ensure no one ever tried to replace him. And Wanda just stood alone on a rooftop one night, whispering into the wind, "You were the best of us, kid." The Avengers moved on. The world healed. But every once in a while, when the sky shimmered or a glitch flickered in a mirror, someone would feel it. A presence, a weight, a heartbeat. And though they didn't know the name, their world owed him everything. End of story.